Welcome back, crew, to session 2 of our second campaign within the galaxy. And if you're first chance watching this, it's our new Sci Fi series. It's out every Tuesday, set in a collaboratively built world, or AKA galaxy, for this setting. We went through and built out all the different pieces, and we'll be holding shorter campaigns. This will be one of our longer-ish ones, between about 5 to 6 sessions, most likely. And with this one, we already did one utilizing the alien system. This time we are using Paizo Starfinder 2E playtest in a campaign called the His Crusades. We got to meet our party last session. I know we talked about it, but did we actually give the party a name?
The Hazrad's Horde of Heroes.
Oh, then we did, yeah.
HHH.
HHH. We met Hazrad's Horde of Heroes, or Triple H, as Argo calls them, and we're going to learn a little bit more about the situation on Visa, a planet that has been recently pushed into prominence within the galaxy, rich with natural resources, from bountiful harvest and fields to mountains lined with rare and precious minerals. Just so many different things that would draw the galaxy's attention. And to top it off, a trove of ancient tech was recently uncovered, with all indications, scans, surveys indicating that there's more buried beneath the ground of the planet, just all putting it on the radar for the larger powers that be to try to claim it. And with that, Avisa's tried to walk the tightrope for its path to independence, but to have both laid claim to it all, both with different ties connecting them to either the founding of the colony itself, or the protection that it brought, or helping to keep the colony independent from the corporate authority, whatever it may be. The Zardican Protectorate and the Brazil's host have both claimed a portion of this world, hoping to add it into their horde, with two of their dreadnought, or each of them having a dreadnought circling the planet and putting the people of Avisa in a tough position. Our group came in with having to put out a fire that had popped up, with President Voltu reaching out to the crew and seeing if they could help with an attack on one of the remote colonies of the planet. A group wearing black and gold emblems had come through and had begun attacking the colony. Once the group found they found that this group had really done, or had not taken any lives, and had kept the human damage, or the humanoid damage, we'll say, to a minimum, just going through burning a warehouse, but not before setting off a signal, and seeming to hold position for a while at the spaceport before the group came into the scene. But once the group arrived, they did battle with these mercenary foes, coming out victorious, even capturing one of the ones who tried to grapple hook onto his ship and escape. Though as the ship was able to make its way from the landing pad, it started to streak towards the safety of space. But before it could make it, one of the Zardican Protectorate ships into the atmosphere in a flash of guns and fire, was able to take out the ship, sending it crashing into the ground below, not too far from the colony. And that is what we're going to pick up with our crew. The crew was able to take one of the mercenaries in this slick green, kind of almost emerald green armor suit, all of his features concealed by it, and then kind of streaking towards the colony moments away, the Zardican Protectorate ship. So with that, you see kind of behind you, there's still fires coming from the warehouse, though the building seems to nearly be at its end. The people in the colony are still, some of them are kind of going out, encouraged by Argo's words to start putting out the fire, though it seems that too much time may have passed. But otherwise, the colony is pretty still. You've got your prisoner. He's not making any moves to flee, and you see the Bizardican ship approaching rapidly. What do you guys do?
Okay, so I got the green guy kind of grappled, and I'll just like hold him tight and say, "All right, who do you work for? What's the situation here? What do you want from these people?"
We don't need nothing from them. We were told, come here, shoot it up a little bit, burn down the warehouse, and just get out. I mean, simple, clean. I mean, I give you my share of the credits. Just bygones be bygones.
Who told you to do this?
We got a job. Big Boss said, hey, people paying us. I didn't ask no questions, but Big Boss in space said, hey, you got to get down there, shoot it up, no hostile, or no casualties. So he said you may get in rough them up if anybody gets in your way, but you can't kill nobody.
Hasran's going to look over to Argo and just kind of move his chin to indicate they talk to him. But in your head, you hear, this thing, this big boss, ask about this. Find out who.
You do see the Spectre ship getting closer.
I'm going to cast a spell. Is analyze target. So it just makes it easier to do other stuff.
Whilst you do that, Hasrod would kind of try and look to one of the buildings that looks a bit unoccupied and also points to there. More so thinking than saying, let us seek shelter.
Yeah, I think we should seek some shelter. Maybe we can have a nice little quiet conversation with, what's your name, friend?
Esto.
Yeah, Esto. Let's have a nice little talk with Esto.
All right, I'll start dragging him over to the nearest building that seems unoccupied.
You do. I mean, remember, this is a kind of a smaller town. Mostly it's the bunkhouses and the burning warehouses. Some of the people have gone out to fight the fire, as Argos mentioned, but there are still some that are kind of huddling in fear within. Do you guys want to You do see one that kind of just has about 2 or 3 humanoids within. Some kind of jungle prospectors. Most of these look a little bit older, less risk adverse, or more risk adverse. Are you throwing them out, or are you just kind of hanging in there with them?
I'll look to Hazrod and kind of gesture towards them and say, you think they can watch, or should we tell them to leave?
Hasrod would nod. This is their home. We shall not remove them. They shall watch.
No, Haz, you've got a hell of a way to sound menacing when you don't mean to. Hey, friends, we need a little bit of privacy from what we think are about to be some very soon and probably unwelcome guests. Would you mind if we had a quiet conversation with this guy here?
Give me a diplomacy check, Argo.
Okay. And rolling. Roll.
You look at these humanoids. You kind of see one of the older ones, kind of gray-skinned hair. Look up at you and he goes, "We could do that. Do you want us to leave? We just appreciate you taking care of that lot for us."
Yeah, and if anybody comes asking They all got on their ship.
Which, I mean, what should we tell them about you lot? They probably saw you from space as they were coming down.
We went to do a perimeter check, and we'll just to make sure nobody else was around. That sounds convincing, right? That's a thing that people would do. Check the perimeter. I think, right, guys?
I mean, I guess it depends on if we want to take credit for saving these people or not risk making enemies of whoever this guy works for.
I think it's a little trickier than that. Tell them we went to go take a quick look around and just make sure nobody else was lurking in the shadows. If they ask. We'll try to keep this quick.
I can do that. I'll tell them you guys went out in the jungle and just making sure none of those stragglers got away.
Yeah, good thinking.
With that, you do hear kind of he leaves through the door along with his two companions. And is just leaving you and Esto within the room.
Yeah.
Before we do anything, I want to make I think it's just a recall knowledge check against Esto here. And specifically, I'm just trying to, if there's anything about kind of his origins. So if there's anything about maybe the make and model of him being a robot, or however this would work in the universe of potentially that would tie him back to something where he came from.
He's not a robot. He is a being, right?
He is. So that one is being, but you could definitely do kind of see, you can analyze the gear, see if you can find a potential spot of origin for that. So yeah, give me a recall knowledge check. And that'll be in that basic macro thing that we dragged over in the app art last week.
All right. So I just click on him, and then I hit the. All right, hit this one.
I don't think it's going to give you a chance to add that +1 status bonus from the analyzed target, but.
Oh, okay. We'll just manually add one to it here. Okay, popped up with a bunch of things. What do I pick here?
Third column, fifth down is recall knowledge. That's what you wanted to do. Man, there's a lot of stuff you can do. Oh boy.
There's a ton of different actions you can take.
Hey, here we go.
Oh, privately, eh?
Yeah, Pez, you take a look at his gear. For a moment, you struggle to find a connection between it. But the biggest thing that kind of stands out that this is, for him, fairly nice gear. It's you can't really find. You're really struggling to find the manufacturer, but that's one thing you do notice. It's nice. It's well maintained.
And I'll communicate that out to the group telepathically.
Okay. So, Esto, out of your crew there, there's a few different positions people take, you know? Some people are the brains, some people are the brawn. I think you're the brawn. Is that about right?
You know, I said I was the star, but I mean, got called what you call it.
All right. Well, so your big boss sends you down to this planet, has you make a bunch of ruckus. Don't kill anybody. Just make some noise. And then your ship takes off and kaboom. None of us are that good of a shot, and we didn't have any backup. So somebody knew your ship was leaving. I think, right? So it sounds to me like Big Boss sent you lot down here to die. And he's going to keep a good amount of credits. I think. I don't know. maybe you're a smarter guy than I am. You can see something I don't, but it doesn't look very good.
Give me a diplomacy check, Arga.
Okay. I'm trying to like not see what I roll. I don't know if that's. Let me see if I can.
What's it?
Private. Okay.
No, diplomacy is a fair game.
Okay, so I can key. Ooh.
Yeah, only ones you have to worry about are recall, knowledge, stealth, and perception, typically.
Okay.
You see, he kind of gives you a look on that side, and he goes, no, it's not like that. I mean, the big boss, he said we had to go down here, shoot it up, burn the warehouse. We had to send a signal, like put this little thing into their transmitter in the warehouse. We'd start the fire after that, and then we're supposed to wait a bit and then take off. I mean, he wouldn't blow us up. We got a ship. I mean, the big boss, we were supposed to come here. We're going to do this job. We're supposed to get a lot of credits at the end.
Yeah. Well, I think the rest of your team met their intended end. Listen, I know we don't have a lot of time, but let's just say politically, it would look really great for other parties if this place looks like it can't defend itself. So you coming down here, making a bunch of noise, not really hurting anybody, but they can't defend themselves. They can't even keep a warehouse from catching on fire. And then out of nowhere, zoom, come these folks that nobody invited, save the day, land, and all of a sudden they're the saviors, and this planet needs them, et cetera, et cetera. How much you want to bet that the folks that show up here are from one of the two competing hiss?
So we saw it was a Zardican ship that shot down Esther's ship, right?
You did.
Yeah.
We don't know if he saw.
Okay.
Oh, so wait,
Yeah.
so that's
one of the hits. One of the two.
Yeah. Oh, okay, so that saves that. Wait. So out of nowhere, a hiss, Zardigan, one of the hiss, his ship comes down, pew pew, saves the day, takes out the baddies, and shows up here to be the savior. I think you and your boys are the fall guys. You're the chumps. Whatever promises they promised you the world because they know they wouldn't have to deliver because they need you to die on your way back up. Then maybe, I mean, really, they were offering you a nice chunk of change for pretending to be menacing and leaving, starting a fire. Come on, help us, and maybe we'll get you out of here. Maybe you all did die in that ship. Maybe you get out of that armor, get into some normal clothes, and you're just another one of these guys.
You let me go?
I'm gonna take his gun first.
Eventually, yeah. We'll need just a little bit of proof of what you did, what you came down here for, something we can take and point at and be like, see, there was treachery afoot. Then after that, you got away.
You go, oh, yeah. And as he's speaking too, you hear kind of the roar of engines overhead and kind of the landing of a ship. You kind of hear like this just almost imperious music playing. Like it almost feels like a high time band just kicking off like this uplifting tone, but definitely like bombastic and pompous. Definitely an air of you can hear the music, an air of energetic superiority, kind of with the music as it lands and kind of the engines fly overhead. Look back to you, goes, all right, you let me go? I'll tell you where my big boss at. You got a space station? Just a little quarter of space up there? I tell you where you at. You let me go.
Let's talk in more stripping. Come on.
I can't. This is real expensive. You know, it costs me a bit of money. I can't take it with me.
If they see you wearing that, they're going to know exactly who you are.
I could put it in like a bag or something, though.
Hazrat speaks aloud.
They say a human expression. You can't take it with you. Do you know what that means?
Not really.
It means if you die, it gets left on your body. It's not worth your life, son.
Well, damn it, fine. All right. You see him like anybody got a data pad or something I can write with?
Do we?
I don't know,
I feel like we would.
I-
That's something Hazrod would have. He's the tech person.
Okay. Yeah.
He'll go through. If you guys did have kind of some implementation for him to get that in, he'll go. All right, these are the coordinates. It's where our space station at. Was it Big Boss hired us? You know, I mean, we got the call. We came in system and we just did what he said. But we didn't kill nobody. We just shot up a few things and set a little fire. Everybody gets to come home, and it's easy job. But if you think he crossed us over, yeah, I don't got no bad about snitching on him.
Yeah, you're better off letting Big Boss think you're a dead man. Did he kind of give you guys like some sort of orders or something on a data pad or anything that we can, any record of that?
No, he didn't want to write nothing down. He just said, go here, do this, set the signal, wait a bit, wait to see some resistance, and then you take off.
Okay. All right. We not for nothing, but I think you should come back with us. That way we can at least get you far away from here. Anybody figures out who you are, they will probably not take very kindly to you.
You go, and as he starts to speak, you hear this booming voice, clearly augmented by some sort of technology, go, citizens of Colony Zeta, the Protectorate has arrived. Please, orderly file out of your dwellings. We will assist with the fire. We have food, supplies, and anything you need to carry you through this crisis, because the Protectorate is here and the Protectorate protects all.
Just start running now. A man in flight is a man that's guilty. Play along. You'll live longer.
Well, I guess. All right. So I'm just with you all?
Yeah.
I guess we have a new member of the team.
For now, right? I mean, I'm just thinking, like, how do we present this story to the folks that hired us? You know, at the very least, like, get them on a vid call. Hey, look, this is what. And,
we got one of them. For now, though, we need to make sure he gets out. So, Hazard access, though, there's nothing different.
Yeah, exactly.
And the president did request someone for them to interrogate from the situation here. So,
hey,
we might need to give up on that if we do fulfill our promise to let him go, or we don't stick to that promise. And
I mean, he didn't hurt anybody. He was just doing a job. I don't. You know, we got what we needed. I don't. If he knew more, I think he'd tell us. This whole group chat thing is pretty neat. Okay.
So on that note, once he says like that he's gonna be part of us, Pez is like, oh, Pez has made a new friend. Shall I invite him?
Momentarily.
Is that like a permanent thing?
So it's a feature called bonding. Interesting. So you use your connection to bond between yourself and others, most typically your closest companions or those you'll be working with for a prolonged period of time. But always involves using a 10-minute activity. So it would take 10 minutes to bond them anyways.
All right. So maybe later, Pez. Right now, we gotta get through this. Okay.
And kind of just FYI, anyone can leave the bond at any time, and I can kick anyone out.
That is good to know. All right, so maybe
But admin privileges.
yeah.
But
Okay.
as you guys are walking, you do start to hear kind of like knocking, not from the kind of bunkhouse you're in, but you hear like this thunderous like knocking, as if a large creature is banging on a door, kind of coming from like the different bunkhouses ahead of you from the landing pad.
Mhm. All right.
I will pat down Esto and take any weapons or gadgets he might have, just to make sure he doesn't try to get revenge on us for what we did to his allies.
You're able to get his ion rifle, a grappling hook, and a pulse pump. You do find a pouch, a little wallet with 200 credits in it as well. He gives like, especially as you get him out of his armor too, you see like this just ratty looking Arquin. Like he has like this just spotted carapace. Looks like it has been like he looks like he's probably spent some portion of his life either malnourished or just takes terrible care of himself. A very far cry from the shiny armor he had on before. But he does give you a pleading look as you find that little wallet full of credits.
I'll leave the credits with him. I don't need that right now.
I'm not robbing him.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right.
I'll say over the telepathic link though. He does have 200 credits if we need that for anything. But I'll.
I mean,
Osrod snorts. Just
We are better than merely robbing some mercenary.
not to mention, poor guy was going to use a meal or 7. Eesh. Okay. Well, let's preemptively step outside. Not give them any cause to point us out. And actually, they'll probably know that we don't belong just based on how we're dressed. Do we have anything we can put on this guy to make him look less? I don't know. Whatever the. How would you describe this? Poor?
Or impoverished.
Yeah. Jeez.
Like the other villagers. He'll fit
God.
right in.
Yeah.
just oh my god, Osrod.
Yeah. We'll say he's got a. Hey, you've got a real quick. You've got a cousin in another colony, and we're taking you to see him because we're heading that way anyway. Okay.
Okay, I can play on that.
All right. Good.
Cousin,
Okay.
another colony.
Give me a name.
Esther. No, that's my name. Argo?
No.
Really, them are-
Okay.
So no, that's mine. Argo. No.
Okay. Greel. Whatever. Greel. Your cousin Greel. That work? Is that our Quinish name? I don't. What's your dad's name? Do you guys have dads? I don't know about your biology. Okay.
Well, his name is actually Esto. I'm the second.
Okay. All right. Then your brother, Esto the third. There we go. Okay, cool. Done. Brother Esto the third, not cousin. Brother Esto the third. All right, let's go. And break.
I'm so glad we have Argo to deal with difficult conversations like that. I can do nearly as good as he can.
So, very importantly, Hosrod, like in the mental link, is going to turn to Pez and go,
It is the brother, not the brother cousin. Just to specify.
Just yes, it is the brother, not the cousin. Damn it, Hosrod.
Hosrod put it as the brother cousin because that's what that's what it came out as at a certain point.
Okay.
So he's specifying the Pez. Yes, the socially acceptable thing here. Brother. The brother cousin has very bad implications.
Ouch. I did not even do that math. Oh, goodness. All right. Well, I guess with that, confident that they've got a decent story they can stick with it. Argo will step out. Let's see. Take in the scene, whatever that may mean.
You come out, you see like this like in the distance in the landing pad where before it was a kind of like camouflaged and then ratty ship. In its place, you see in a older but definitely a immaculately maintained kind of cruiser ship bearing the Protectorate colors. You see going door to door a mixture of like there's one hiss kind of in the middle of this kind of group of people. He's about twice the size of Hazrad, but still kind of on the smaller side for a hiss. It seems like he's directing this party, but within the party, you see kind of a mixture of different species, 6 in total people, all wearing kind of this black and gold of the Protectorate, kind of moving door to door. 3 of them are spent kind of deploying this fire extinguishing tech kind of against the warehouse fire. Doesn't look like they're going to be able to salvage the warehouse, but at least kind of stopping the blaze from spreading around around the colony. And you do see this hiss sees you. And all while this is going through, that music has not stopped playing. It's this energetic, like arrogantly upbeat music. Like think if like they mixed the Imperial March with like an upbeat corporate song, and this is what you get. Like it's imperiously corporate, we'll say. And you see this hiss bellow out at you all. Halt! Who goes there?
What's the noise that hiss make at each other? Not as like a term of aggression, but also like the kind of competition thing we've said with them. Like, I imagine no hiss would be happy to see another hiss, unless they were specifically a part of their horde. So what would the noise be? What would that kind of go? Because I feel like that'd be coming from both Hazrat and this guy right now.
I'm just imagining, like, yo, bitch. I don't know.
Pretty much the equivalent of that, like, bastard.
Yeah.
You son of a bitch. Tegan, you were giggling before. Something come to mind?
I don't know. Maybe like we said they have tails. Maybe like a tail thump or something, or
Yeah.
Like asserting dominance with a tail thump.
Yeah.
Like I got a pet rabbit, and they do this funny thing where they thump their feet when they're like, agitated or whatever. They're like mad, just thump. And I'm just imagining just a solid hard thunk. And I'm just imagining 2 giant hiss just thunking back at each other with their tails. Just
pretty much.
This one gives 2 large thunks, but then you see him snort, and he goes, "Tiny Durand, what are you here? This is not your horde."
This is my horde.
And he gestures to the team, followed by another thunk thunk, reverberating with a little bit of that psionic energy.
Hi, hello, hey, how's it going? Argo Fisk, good to meet you, of Hazrad's Heroic Horde. Nice of you guys to show up, but we kind of had the situation handles. As you can see, there's nobody to fight down here except for that fire.
Yes. Fire that was burning uncontrolled, a ship almost escaping. The Protectorate came and we protected.
Yeah.
What did you lot do?
That ship was running from us. As you can see, there's no casualties. Not a single casualty in this disgusting attack on innocent civilians. Somehow, we managed to make it without a single casualty. Isn't that amazing? Not one casualty.
Give me a diplomacy check.
While that's happening in the group chat, Hazrod is entirely jealous that they have a theme song, and is currently like muttering and grumbling mentally, like, theme song. We should have a theme song. Where do we get a theme song? Do I take a composure?
You see, like, he grunts, and like you see, like, for a moment he looks down, and like he says in like a quieter, less booming tone, "Yes, it is very good. There are no casualties. It seems like you all did your job to protect until the protectors could fully arrive. Well done, little people."
Well, your kind words are most generous, but really, not a single casualty. Oof! My goodness, what a successful thing! And the warehouse. I mean, those are just goods, and goods can be replaced. And I'm sure that
Goods can be replaced, but that they are part of our horde. You would just let your horde burn willy-nilly. This is why humans have no place.
Well, I'll tell you what. We were here first. That's our place. Here before you, right? Isn't that something? You getting here after we did? Whoa, man. For all your big talk, you sure take slow steps.
Hasrad would mentally say, not out loud because he doesn't want to agree with this hiss, but mentally say,
Humans, always fast. Calling everything else slow.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's something going for us.
I miss your ancestors.
You do see that Duran looks a little bit chastised at this, and he goes, "We came as soon as we were alerted that there was saving to be needed, protection to be meted out. We came when we got the call from this righteous colony."
Alerted by who?
God, let's see. He looks a little perplexed at that. He goes, "We received word. Attacks were coming."
That's fascinating because all the villagers here, they were subjected, and the warehouse was on fire, and that's where their transmitter is. And I'm just curious how somebody could get the word out when their only means of transmission was held by the aggressors and then set on fire, and then it burned down. Isn't that fascinating? That's crazy. How did you get word as quickly as you did? I mean, not as quick as we did, mind you, but what are you gonna do when you're just so big and slow?
I don't know what you are implying, little human, but how dare you impugn the dignity of a Durand?
I didn't imply
Not a
anything.
full-grown one, not like this runt here.
Hasrad would thump his tail and go,
You know what he implies, or else you would not speak about impunity.
Yeah.
Who did you receive the call from?
We'd love to thank this courageous hero for getting the grand might of what's their name again?
The Protectorate?
The Protectorate, right? The grand might of the mighty Protectorate to come down and assist with what was already controlled situation.
Hasrad
I'd love to meet him.
Actually turned to Argo with a slightly insulted look like, really? We're on the job. Before turning back right after you got it. Like, yeah, still still on your side.
I thought that if forgetting who they were was just to be like it's a little more insulting.
Provide your records to the local authorities, as will we.
Yeah, because I mean that beautiful, brave, courageous sentient that alerted the Protectorate deserves to be recognized for his actions. Who was it? I'd love to know.
They helped your horde. Surely you and your people would have.
And he kind of gestures for the motion, like he doesn't have the words, and he's looking to Argo. The word is basically the paperwork.
The
So,
bureaucratic necessities. Go ahead.
Oh, Pez, Pez is obviously very uncomfortable with this confrontation. But that he clearly doesn't understand why it just happened. So he starts to actually flash a little red. And he just goes, "Ah, Pez does not understand. Why can we not be friends? You, Durand, would you like to join us? You can be on Hazrad's horde of heroes."
You see,
Is this
this Durand looks furious. Between Argo, straight out, not even just like implying that they set up, just like really just putting it out there. Pez asking him to join what he views as an inferior horde. You see his mouth open before it begins to speak, but you hear another wailing of engines, and you see another craft approaching the area. This one far sleeker, far more modern, far more intricate as the ship approaches. You see it is shining, the late day sun kind of reflecting off of its carapace. It is bearing the black and silver colors of the Briz host, and you see it making its way towards the colony. And you hear the hiss, kind of the hiss hisses. Like he just lets out this long, like weary, angry hiss, and he goes, "Will this day not end? First, little humans call us liars, then machines speak to us about being friends in lesser hordes, and now the Briz arrive."
Hey, I didn't call you a liar. I just really want to meet the person that alerted you to give him our thanks.
We got the automated alert indicating that an attack was happening on the colony. Smug little hairless thing.
I got a little bit of hair. It's receding, but it's not. Anyway,
too many to run in one place?
And then another thud of his tail.
Disperse. I am not eager for another fight.
I think you could take him. That's a group chat, baby. I'm not trying to pick one.
Hazrod would audibly, like, just a slight choke from him, physically, as mentally it's like,
Hell no.
I believe in you, buddy. Sorry, I just couldn't help myself on that one. I really wanted to mess with this guy. He is so big and so full of him that it's beautiful. Just leave me get riled up.
Durand, nature versus human nature. Entertaining to watch.
Yeah, well, I'll be here all week.
More than a week, my friend.
Never mind. Okay, so looking at the other ship, the big boy ship that obviously has this other hiss very agitated. So I don't know. I kind of want to keep poking the bear, but I shouldn't.
I mean, they're all just standing right beside you, like ready to get into action as soon as anybody says the word. But
Like,
otherwise, knows that this is your area of expertise.
Oh no, this is just me. Like, hey, how much can I say before I get my head squished?
Yeah, so she's prepared to step in the way should that happen, because it certainly have happened in our past.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Argo just loves getting in there. All right.
you would see Hazrod beginning to, like, I don't. It's not quite leaving. It's more so picking up some of the things that may have like fallen off of him when he got absolutely blasted by that sniper. Just like kind of pulling himself together and getting ready to turn around. But he's not quite leaving yet, and can be halted by the rest of the party if we want to wait for the other Duran to get here.
I gotta admit, I am kind of curious. Let's see how this plays out, because I think the guy in front of us is gonna be very. If we pissed him off, the other guy's gonna infuriate him.
As you guys speak, you do see the silver ship coming land, kind of like on the landing pad's already taken by the other ship, but it lands like nearly as close to the landing pad as it can. like kicking up dust. It even like smashes kind of one of the kind of small bushes next on the outskirts of the landing pad as it comes crashing or comes kind of scuttering down. A moment later, this one does not play any music, but you do see in like tight formation 6 soldiers flanking a large Durand. These are all wearing the same black and silver colors, like gleaming in the noonday sun, doing these complex maneuvers and just kind of very with military precision, disembarking from the ship, well corded, well oiled, as they kind of they've practiced this for hours. They're disembarked as they make their way through, and you hear this voice echo out: "The Bariz host is here. Never fear. Do not be caught by these fake hordes and those who would put you in peril. We are here to make sure that you and yours and ours, because all is ours, is safe." You see like this Durand come just rocketing forth, his little honor guard scuttering to meet, keep up with him. And he looks at you all, he looks at the Durand, and he goes, "What has happened here? Explain yourselves. How did this colony come into peril?"
The potato. Hazard actually would hold a hand just to let the other Duran speak. Tegan, I'm sorry to do it to you, to talk to yourself. I'm very curious and find humor in the idea of these two his having to communicate on this.
Wait. Hold on. A little more poking the bear. Whoa. Ask him. He got here second.
You hear the other Durand go, "Little humans always moving so fast. We still beat this one here. The Briz always last, slow to protect their hordes."
I don't know if you guys you find his realize this, but these lovely folks are not a part of your horde. You can yell it from the top of your big scary lungs all you want. They have not formally pledged to be part of your horde. I know you really want them. Yeah, I get it. Okay, but they haven't. So the gesture's nice. Great music, by the way. I think we all need to take a few steps back and thanks for the help, but, if it's help with conditions, we don't want it.
The host did not help. At least the Protectorate offered food and brought down the fire.
Yep.
So Pez is going to turn to Argo and not say this to the bound, say it out loud. "Argo, I thought the saying was that if you are not first, you are last. And yet both of these Duran cannot be last. Pez does not understand."
Well, all right. It's more about if you're not first is the only one that really matters. So they might as well be last. It's not that they're both last. I love you, you big, beautiful jellyfish.
Pez understands. We are the only ones that matter.
Damn it, Maru is malfunctioning.
By what?
Your robot.
Robot? Hey, no. Pez here is his own person. All right, he doesn't belong to me. Disgusting of you to imply that. But then again, a hiss like you might just be okay with the ownership of sentience.
Hazrat looks to you and gives you a slight thunk on the shoulder with his hand.
I am the Rund, do not forget. But this one is biological, sentient. He is part of my horde. This one is good.
So Pez kind of turns bright red, kind of goes, Pez, rescinds the offer. You are not allowed to be in Hazrad's horde of heroes.
Well said, buddy. Well said.
You see the Bariz Duran just looks completely confused. And he goes, "How were you all here so quickly? We came after we saw the signs of conflict, but beaten out by humans and their associates. And the other host, I call treachery, I call foul doings."
Agreed. For us, we can provide our records and our call history for why we were able to appear so suddenly. But this one,
And he points to the Protectorate.
his arrival is under suspicion,
Yes,
and he
our pilot-
refuses to surrender the records.
Our pilot claims the secret to fast travel is heavy metal.
You see for like the first time, like such as these two Durand have been speaking up, Esto just looks up and goes, "Hell yeah, that's the right way."
Over the mental link, I say, should we mention that the president was the one who sent us, or do we want to keep that close to our chest for now?
I don't want to tell these disgusting animals anything. Sorry, it's more about the people that they are, not the fact that they're his, buddy. Just
You walk a fine line.
yeah, but I walk it well. But trust me, it's not you, it's
a
them.
feeling of both like, I want to squash this man like a grape, but also pride of like, you are a fine man. You've grown well.
Yeah. All right.
So I'll speak up and say, well, what really matters here is who did the most to help the people that were in danger. So maybe you should ask them if you want to know what's really going on.
Yes.
Why would we ask them? I, from the Protectorate, destroyed their ship, put out the fire. You all... What all did you exactly do?
We saved the people, took out the mercenary scum.
Except for the ones that got away on the ship.
We
So,
chased them off. We
yeah,
took the threat away.
exactly. So you were able to attack a fleeing enemy. Whoa! Look at you, shooting them in the back when they're running away. Hey! Good on you.
Ships do not have backs. We shot at them in their able spacecraft that had weaponry.
That was no longer posing any danger to the people here,
Yeah.
thanks to our efforts.
Thanks to our efforts, they turned tail and ran. I understand. I used too much with the metaphors. They promptly left after being overpowered by Hazrat's horde of heroes.
Yes, this horde was a better protector for this village than your hordes.
Yes. So, you shot a fleeing enemy. Woo!
Host,
You see the Bariz host kind of like snorts at that. Yes, the vaunted courage of the Protectorate, shooting fleeing enemies that these little ones made turn tail and flee. You, Mini Hazrat, you said that they had a call or the suspicious call record. What you mean by that?
they refuse to give us call records and tell us who informed them of this attack. We can provide our call records. And when I asked for them to provide it to the local authorities, they became defensive. This raises further suspicion.
Yeah, I mean, first somebody alerted them, and then it was an automated system, and they just happened to be in the right place when It's I mean, you guys are big and mighty and powerful, but you're not fast. You don't. I mean, you got here after everything was done. How did they just happen to be waiting in the clouds, waiting for some ship to take off from one of these colonies and shoot it out of the sky? Just doesn't make sense. I just don't see how that works out.
Yes,
then again,
you said treachery. I agree.
I mean, it could be treachery or maybe just a stroke of luck. I don't know. I'm just a dumb human.
The British
Hazrat
host
will lean
nods
in
and
and
goes, "Well,
audibly
you dumb
say,
woman, you speak intelligently in this matter, at least.
Yeah,
The
yes.
Protectorate is using treachery.
sorry,
Do you agree?"
I think they might be. I don't know. I don't want to make accusations that I can't prove. I say it's beneficial to both of you if these colonies are in peril and you can come in and swoop in and save the day. It demonstrates your need. We're needed here. But if there's no problems, they don't need protecting. Right? So it's beneficial to both of you for there to be problems down here for you to fix.
You see, with you saying that, the kind of the Bariz host, you see the Duran kind of straighten up, and he snaps, and he goes, "Formation!" And they kind of his soldiers raise their rifles, and he goes, "Treachery proven by outsiders. We will take your ship. We will confirm the reports and confirm what these scaleless beings say, that you set this attack up. Surrender now or be burned to the ground."
Hold on. I don't have actual proof of that. I'm making a lot of assumptions.
You said you gave your word a moment ago.
No! Whoa,
Yes.
whoa!
Yes.
No, wait! Hazrat!
Oh,
Hazrat looks back.
I give my word. This is treachery. But too many
Telepathically,
to run. Too many to run in one place. I say we call local authorities and have their local protection do the work. To not incite war. Protectorate, are you willing to stay until local authorities bring their local protection to investigate your ship?
Give me, well, actually, hold on. The Bariz is no. We are not going to allow local authority. You literally just gave. Hairless One said yes. You gave your word that there's treachery. We will take the ship. We will find our answers, and we will burn these traitors to the ground. And any who stand in our path. Do you stand in our path against them?
No, but I do not want war. This stops war for a time. And if they are resistant, then we burn.
Telepathically, Neuralgia says, these two seem like they've been wanting an excuse to go to war for a while. And I don't know what we can say they're going to find an excuse one way or another.
All right. Mighty Durand, I would ask that you not let this conflict escalate any further. This humble village has seen enough hardship for one day. Thankfully, there wasn't a lot of bloodshed, but it was heightened emotions and significant fear. The last thing they need is more of that, and they should focus on rebuilding. This investigation, potential treachery, all that, maybe that should be handled somewhere else. For the sake of the people that you so desperately want to protect, do this for them.
Give me another diplomacy check.
This is really stretching it on that one. All right. They wipe their. Shut up, monkey. You hairless little thing. Quiet.
Are you letting that stand or are you using your hero point?
I get it. That's right. I have points that are hero points, and that's just a straight up reroll, right?
Just let it stand. See, this
Ow.
will get interesting.
I want to see where it goes because I'm worried that this might escalate too hard, too quick. And there's 12 of them.
Listen,
Shooting at each other.
It's them fighting, not us fighting.
All right, so hear me out. This is entirely out of character, and I'm totally a little bit of metagaming, just a little bit. But I'm thinking, what if it wasn't them? What if it was the other ones that are so gung ho to like do the checking? Like, yes, we'll investigate the shit out of this, and then either they find it or they don't find it, right? And then maybe we know. I don't know, dude. I get paranoid. All right, I'm gonna burn that point. I'm gonna see where it goes. Oh, I need less points. How do I get rid of it? Okay.
Right click. I think.
Right click. Arriva Dirty. And yes, the mighty 14.
You look like you realize that these two hiss, like both of their tails have been thumping, they've been staring at each other, growling. They had not really registered you speaking. They look past you on that side, and you hear them go, "Quiet, human!" And you see that they begin to start. The Briz had already leveled their rifles. You see the Protectorate start to level their own rifles. The leader of the host begins taking an offensive stance. His large fangs bared, ready to tear something open. And it looks like conflict between these two is imminent. You get the feeling that they don't really seem to care about you lot, but they do seem fairly hostile towards each other. This will be a split second. What do you guys do?
That's our cue to get out of here. Roger is more interested in having the party survive than try a desperate attempt to mitigate any future conflicts.
Is there a way to get this thing on vid?
To get what?
This way off what?
On vid, like to record
Oh,
this in some way, because maybe this is exactly what we need to get these dirtbags off the planet. Like, hey guys, keep your conflicts somewhere else, bro. Is there a way to get a record of this in some way that we can be like, yeah, look, these guys, they're unstable.
Have a comm unit that communicate via. Because the other thing I was thinking about, like, can I do a hologram call to the president and then he can see what's going on or something? But it just says audio based.
Audio and text.
That's all I got.
Yeah. I
They
know.
do sell recording devices. Does it sound like anybody picked it up?
No, I don't know the system well enough.
I don't think anyone has predictive planner. So Hazrat's immediate thing is, okay, evacuate this small village into our ship, get them out, and kind of relay that to the through the mental link. And would be unless anyone would argue against that, that's his goal. Like, yeah, we need to get out, but he also understands. Yeah, this is the run conflict. If we don't get these guys out of here, they're gonna get squashed underfoot.
Yeah. Sounds to me.
All right, so Neuralgia's going to kick into action and start running towards the various shelters and telling people that, like, there's a firefight about to break out. You need to get to safety. I don't know how many will be able to fit on our ship, but
should we even fit them on our ship at this point? I think it's just like, hey, get out of town and come back when it's quiet.
Oh yeah, that'll also work.
Yeah, just flee into the jungle.
Honestly, maybe safe. Just huddle in your shelter and don't come out until ready to get through a firefight. Probably is going to be more dangerous than just dropping.
Honestly, At this point, yeah, just shelter in place, y'all. Just head between your knees, you know.
And then I'll make our way to our ship and start getting the engines running.
What did I buy? A uniclamp, a glamour projector. I could have used that. All right, and that's it. That's all I got. And a nice container, a designer container. Ooh, yeah, just fancy.
What's a designer container do?
And I get a +1 item bonus to checks to make an impression on high society the visuals. So essentially, I paid too much for a Gucci bag, and I people like give a shit about that. Paid for space Gucci. Yeah. All right, yeah, I got nothing. But man,
You
oh
guys
man,
are
do I want to record this.
To at least yell out to the other kind of colony citizens of the colony to kind of get low, shelter in place, and just in time because you see these two large hiss barrel at each other, just claws, tails ripping. You see kind of emulations of kind of their MK abilities kind of racking around them as their honor guards do battle with each other. But luckily, you all are able to withdraw away from the scene, making your way back to the ship with Esto kind of in tow behind you. And he goes, well, that shit was crazy. Hey, you kept picking on the big lizards? I mean, what?
I just can't help myself sometimes.
That guy could have ate you, but hey, you got out.
I'm glad the other lizard showed up. Jeez. Oh man. You don't happen to have any kind of equipment for like recording jobs, do you?
Usually, you know, my line of work, you don't really want nobody to be able to see what you did. You know what I mean?
I figured a boss might want proof of somebody dead or something. Whatever. I was
Usually, you just take something back with you if you get it.
That is disgusting to think about. You mean like a possession, right? Please tell me I'm not filling in disgusting blanks.
Yeah. Something that they own, in a sense.
Okay. Yeah, that's. Anyway.
Not all species are as violent as humans.
Says the Duran.
Buddy, big words for seeing some of your kind going nuts. A few hundred.
As you hear the firefight in the background.
Yeah. You don't have a spot to speak from on this matter, my friend.
If I was larger, I would be in that firefight. So you are correct.
Well, I'm glad you're not that big. Yet.
Your grandchildren's grandchildren will see me at that size. I will take care of them as well.
I'm sure you will, buddy. Okay.
Your ancestors said the same.
I think, good call on us getting out of there. Everybody else okay? I mean, I know that fight with this guy's crew was a bit rough.
I'm just glad all that talking's over.
Yeah,
we got to see some action. That was epic.
Hasrat will gently pat Pez on the shoulder, or the equivalent of, and go,
Are you okay, my friend? Do not let their words cut too deep.
Pez is fine. What do you mean? Words cannot cut.
and Hasrat would nod.
Wise, my friend. Very wise.
He just looks confused. He goes, yes, but if they do, Pez is ready to assist.
As it's more of a, I know we've talked about the whole metaphor thing a few times. Well, another time. All right, Esto, we're gonna get to the ship. We're gonna have a quick. What do we have for something to record on the ship? Would that make sense to have there, or like to at least communicate?
Yeah, you do have a kind of a way to communicate. You could reach back out to the president. Probably probably not record, but you could definitely kind of show that there's a firefight in the area with your sensors.
Okay. Let's go back to the ship, contact the president, and let him know what's going on.
And maybe report the the call signs or something of the 2 other ships that are there now to say hey, there's a firefight going on between the 2 Hiss, and here's evidence of both of their ships being here. And curious to see what his suggestions are at this point. So I'll patch this through to that line.
Perfect. You're able to reach out. You can see this hazy hologram of President Voltu pop here on the screen. Kind of his Mungazi floating form, just taking up the view screen. And he goes, "Wow, please tell me you have good news."
No.
No, we have awesome news.
Yeah, we have news. So no casualties yet.
That's good news. No casualties for the whole attack. What do you mean by yet?
There's currently another attack, one that's way above our pay grade and ability to handle. See, we've oh boy. All right.
Protectorate and the host fight each other.
That, and we have reason to believe that possibly the Protectorate might have had a hand in that initial attack. You see, we were able to befriend. That's Maya. I guess we're friendly enough now. Esto here, and I'll drag him in front.
Give him away, Esto.
Yeah. And Esto, in exchange for us not harming him, because to be fair, he didn't harm any of the civilians there. In exchange for some information, which he's going to provide to us, we're going to let him go.
You kind of see this big orb creature just kind of flex for a moment, and he kind of goes, "We'll talk about that portion later." But what other information did Esto provide you with?
I'll send over the coordinates and say these are the coordinates of the person who hired him to attack.
And he had very interesting instructions. Get down there, make a ruckus, don't kill anybody, start a fire, leave.
I want to say out of character, it'd be so wild if he was the one who hired the mercenaries to do that. To be like, yeah, we can protect ourselves. And it all spiraled from there.
Yeah, right. Yeah, does the president look shocked at this information or annoyed?
Give me a sense motive check.
Sense motive. I don't even speak French. All right. There you go. Blind GM roll.
You look at President Vulture. You've worked with him for the last few months. Hard to read him in Ghazi, but you think you've got a pretty good read on him. If you thought he had a head, he'd look like he has a headache. He looks visibly stressed from his body language. You could tell that he is irritated, hearing that there's a firefight, hearing that somebody may have set this up. He looks disgruntled. All
right. So once we kind of put that together just based on a few things with what Esto said and everything else. And then when the Protectorate showed up, we had a brief conversation where I may have alluded to their culpability in the whole thing just a little. And that may have been overheard by the other Hiss faction there. And that might have started a bit of a provocation. And that definitely led to the firefight that we're listening to right now.
I suggested we waited for the local protection to conduct the investigation.
Yeah. But Hiss did not want to wait. They were going to investigate right then and there. The Protectorate took offense to that, and that was their line in the sand, so to speak. I'm sorry. I know that metaphors don't really work over species. That was the line too far. No. That made them mad.
I feel like if it was the local protection, they would respond the same.
Probably, yeah. But there you have it. On the bright side, you can say, hey, trouble follows you guys wherever you go. You land on this planet and start fighting each other. What is this? Unacceptable. Please leave. Right? I mean, that's something you can work with. Yeah.
Guess he goes, we can use this to embarrass the hordes, but we don't think this will get them to leave. If you could provide proof that they set this up, that one of the hordes orchestrated the attack just to curry favor, that could be something that we could use to position ourselves better.
Okay.
So you want us to go check out those coordinates we got, see what we find there?
If you all would be willing, I think your services would be best used there. Making your way, figuring out who this boss is, finding what may have caused him to put out this job, and any information that you could bring back and find if it points fingers to either of these factions.
All right. Sounds like a plan, my man. That sounds like a objective to follow. Yes. Yes.
Well, send others of our forces out to go and hopefully break up this fight before it starts to call in reinforcements, or at least stop the reinforcements from arriving.
Okay. Well, I guess we're going to go investigate the boss. And Esto here is going to vanish from this planet. Of his own volition, because he's leaving. Sorry, that sounded really nefarious, but I didn't mean that.
Osrod looks at Astro.
Or he could go to
share
prison.
part of my share with you if you stay. Washroom is on the lowest floor. Mess hall is over there. Take a spare room.
Well, we're hiring this guy? I mean, okay.
More for the horde.
Yeah, hey, Prez. Apparently, Hazrat wants to increase Hazrat's horde of heroes. And what better way to make sure this guy keeps his nose out of doesn't break any laws. Sorry. Doesn't break any laws than to know that he's with a trusted group as us. Don't worry, we'll keep him in line.
I kind of
You would
expected
also stop people
alligator.
from breaking laws, putting them in prison when they do acts such as this.
Well, I mean, considering where we're going, which is somewhere that's entirely unfamiliar to the four of us, Esto here has been there, and he's in a position where if his boss thinks he's alive, he's a liability. He has no benefit of turning on us, I hope. Right, Esto? Right, buddy? Right, pal?
Yeah, you took my armor and my guns, really couldn't do nothing right now.
Attaboy. So, he's not in a position to really harm us. He knows the layout of the location. He might even be able to give us an advantage. But he'd be better suited rotting in a jail cell, stressing out your already thin resources on another prisoner for an indeterminate amount of time. Or he could be helping us get you that information and finally put this whole hiss mess behind us. Finally help resolve this hiss mess. I'm sorry. I don't know if that behind whatever. Anyway, you understand my meaning, I hope.
You see the president goes, and Esther goes, You're just BSing them. I don't have armor or guns.
Shut the fuck up, Esto. Shut the fuck up. I'm trying to keep your stupid ass out of fucking prison.
The Benghazi goes, fine, he can be utilized for this mission, but if he makes his way back to the planet, I will imprison him. Understood?
I think that's a fair deal, Esto. What do you think about that?
Yes, I guess. I mean, I don't have a. You took.
Attaboy, Slugger. All right. We're going to get right to it. You stay safe. Good luck with those hiss and God's speed. Good luck.
You see, like the president, just like you see, like this Benghazi just shake its big bulbous body, and it doesn't even say anything towards you. Like it just cuts the comms. Like it just.
I'm gonna be real out of character. I thought y'all were gonna be like, Hazrat, no. But that was actually a really good point of like, yeah, we don't know the area. We could use this guy.
As soon as he cuts the comms, I say, Esther, you're going to fit in great with us. And then I floor it and take off as fast as possible to those coordinates.
All right.
In my typical fashion of driving recklessly.
Gotta go fast.
Hazrat's gonna toss him his gun. Specifically, tossing Estro's gun. Just like, tossing him that.
If you turn on us, I will eat your heart.
Leave it at that as he just sits down.
Yeah, that is not an empty threat. He will 100% just eat your heart and nothing else. It is disgusting. He really gets into it. It's like a word. Either way, welcome. Get comfy. Once we wrap up this whole thing with your old boss, you can maybe stick with us, hey, or go on your merry way. Up to you. You're a adult. I don't know how you guys age. You're capable of making your own decisions. Yes, you are.
It's probably like quadruple your age.
Yeah, it's like 3 times my age. And I'm there. All right, Slugger. Like,
I gotta mention the way you fed into the he'll just eat your heart only. Reminded me of something from Mass Effect, like Rex is like, yes, I'll eat your liver. Followed by the precursor going like, oh yeah, Solarian livers were a fine delicacy back in my time.
good grief.
So would Esto want to join the group chat? He does have a choice.
Esto just seems like he is going along to get along at the moment.
All right. For the sake of team communication, we've got Pez here, by the way. I'm Argo, Pez. That was Neuralgia, who just ran for the cockpit. And, well, I'm sure you know Hazrat, right? Welcome to the team. So Pez has this pretty unique ability of his, where he kind of mind melds with you just a little bit. And we can sort of communicate telepathically with one another. Very useful in a combat situation, or one where you're trying to be sneaky, duplicitous. Take your pick of subterfuge, and it's helpful. Is that something you'd be okay with, for the sake of getting this? By the way, when this is done, you can just relinquish that link and no lasting effects.
Oh, that's why you lot kept staring off into space. I thought you all were tweaking.
No. Also, Geralda's kind of recovering, so just don't mention the tweak. Anyway. No, that's it's helpful. It also looks weird sometimes, but it's very helpful.
Do I got a choice?
You certainly do. Not apparently. I think it.
You certainly do. Not
Apparently, yeah.
You have a choice in the sense of you can choose to join it, or we can drop you off on the planet where we were just told by the president you'd be arrested on site. So that's your choice.
I guess it's guess it's a choice. I mean, well, it's helpful. Trust me. It might just save us in a jam. It might save us in a moment of peril.
Well, fine, sign me up.
Okay, Pez, I've made a new friend. Might be temporary, but temporary is better than not at all, right, buddy?
So how does Pez establish a mind link?
That is a very good question.
I'm
just
imagining something terrifying, like a face hugger. I'm kidding, please. Oh, but I was reading.
Listen,
I was reading
he's
Aliens
kidding.
recently.
I'm just
Yeah.
like, make this as horrifying as possible for both comedic effect and also to establish it in the long run.
This is canon.
Yeah. So it has to be so by the rules, at least we'll define this part. It has to be a 10-minute activity related to my skill, which would be medicine. And he's got these long tentacles, so that's what I imagine him. He probably just like curls up and like wraps his tentacles around probably the neck and head region and just kind of like relaxes on the body.
Like
Just
a
like
hat.
gives soothing music, like humming. Like, Pez has made a new friend. You may relax.
You see, like his face just looks like he's stricken. Like his arcwood, like bug-like face, just like frozen and rictus. And like for a while, you don't really like. He does not make a peep as this ceremony goes on. But for, like when it fully kicks in, you just hear this. This is creepy. I don't like this. This is creepy. You guys just hear that repeated until he can start hearing some of your own thoughts back at it.
Yeah, like you want something to drink in the meantime, just to help pass the time. Just, I mean,
When it gets towards the end of the process, neurologer just starts saying over the link, "Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?" Until Esso responds.
You got to see. He just like he leads into it. He goes, "I'll take that drink, but before we get too much into that, I can give you a run through of that space station. Now, you know, somebody made me leave my armor back home. Probably not gonna go running there guns blazing with y'all, but at least I can let you know how to get in, maybe."
You're right.
And what the boss keep with him.
Hazrod will grab his armor and kind of throw it at him, not directly like into him, but just generally towards him, and go,
Run us through, then. Tell us more.
Hazrad's giving his armor to him.
"Yep."
So Hazrad's going in
Unless
the armor.
anyone stops him, because you can't stop Hazrod. This isn't a total monarchy.
I mean, it's at the end of the day, it is Hazrat's possessions.
You can stop him if you so want.
Hazard, I don't know if you want to do that. He's friendly, but I don't know if he's going to really be our friend. Wait, he can hear us.
Hazrat just thinks back to our new mercenary friend and just says,
Know where you run. Know where you hide. We'll save you. If you turn on us, I will eat your heart. Or I will eat your soul. Choose.
How many times you gotta threaten my heart? I ain't do nothing. I just been here. I'm trying to help you get in. He told me he gonna be my heart twice.
Hazrat just like waves him off like,
I did the same to his ancestor. It is the beginning of a friendship.
Yeah.
It's how he shows affection.
It's really just fixates on that one organ. I guess maybe, I don't know. Do you guys have like livers, kidneys, or is it just different for? Is that the only like similar thing that we have? So either way, I'm thinking too much about this. It's okay as long as you're cool. Or I'm sorry, as long as you're cooperative. Hazrad will not consume your heart. pretty straightforward, I think.
All right. I can't help you get past the defense station, but I do got the airlock code.
That's a nice thing to have.
And I know kind of who usually runs with the big boss in this house.
How many people are in that base as a whole?
Usually don't like people to be there too long. Usually give people jobs, make them go out. So usually he got his dog with him and this big old robot.
Dog and a robot. What a lonely life. All right. Well,
We should get a dog.
yeah, we should get a dog. We should get a dog. Anyway,
I already have to deal with human lifespan.
yeah, I guess that dog for you guys.
I
Is like
blink and it's dead.
yeah. Speaking of slow blink, yeah. All
I
right.
do that for you.
Thank you. I think. Yeah. Thank you. All right. So, dog and his robot, and him. Do you think that your boss would be open to conversation, and maybe we can walk out of this without any significant bloodshed?
I mean, he may. Depending how you want to show up there. He got his automated defense on the station that catch you sneaking in. You probably start shooting. You may start shooting if you calm him, but I don't know. You got something to offer him? You like money?
Yeah. Well, I've got about 20 credits. And yeah.
How much do you think the president would pay for the proof he needs to kick the hiss off the planet?
That's a very good question. I don't know how comfortable he'd feel about paying mercenaries, but it's worth a shot. Are we still in range?
You could definitely contact him. You guess, though, from him wanting to imprisonate Esto just for being a part of the attack, he's not going to pay to get the people who did the attack to just give them information. He's more likely to pay you to
go
deal with
get the information. Okay. I mean, I know that Osrod and Raldra are all about getting their figurative hands dirty, but okay. That's why we have pets. All right. Okay, so we'll try to go in and talk. And if that doesn't go well, then Neuraldra and Hosrod can handle the rest of it.
Look, all I'm going to say is last time we tried talking, a war started. So maybe we should just start with fighting and avoid another war.
I thought that would excite you.
The talking? The war
Yeah,
excited me.
Exactly.
The 30 minutes of talking leading up to it bored me out of my mind.
All right.
So I'm trying to skip that step and just get straight to the fighting.
Well, it's about the anticipation, the building. You know, if we just threw a rock at that detectorate goon, then who?
A human talking about anticipation and patience.
It's
Ironic.
I mean, you know, for us, it's. You're right. Good point. I mean, if you want to go in guns blazing, we can go in guns blazing. But if there's an opportunity to talk, we'll take it. Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, when you're
I
tunneled,
won't stress it. If you guys just want to do it, I mean, I'm happy to take a backseat for this one, by all means.
look, I mean, when your tunnel splits into two, oh right, no metaphors. Yeah, the whichever option seems most appropriate at the time, I think we need to go for it.
Okay.
As long as we're open to both.
All right. Cool. Okay. Well, Esto, I guess this is the part where you chart a course. Yeah, buddy, amigo, friendo. Hello.
You go, all right, I'll get you there. I'll get you there. He does kind of start feeding the coordinates that he gave to Neuralgia over. It's going to show exactly kind of where you will need to go to make your way towards the space station. But we're going to take a quick break there. Come back 5 minutes. We'll get to the last part of the adventure.
Oh,
Thank you.
oh boy.
See you guys in a
Alright.
few minutes. Welcome back, everyone, to part 2 of our adventure. The crew had just got some information from Esto, learning that he was hired by a figure called the Big Boss, who had a space station on the edges of the Visa space system. The group was able to get a little bit more information out of him and saw the 2 protectorates and the host of these Durand hordes come into conflict in the colony that the crew recently saved, but is now hoping to gather information to find if this was a inside job by one of the hordes or if this is signs of something else. So they're making their way in their ship towards this space station using some information that Esto provided. He's able to he lets you all know that there are pretty significant automated automated weapons upon the space station, but he does have a code that will let you into the airlock and finding a way into the base itself, which is occupied or inhabited by the big boss, the robot, and what he calls his dog.
It's not going to be a dog, is it?
I'm just imagining just Big Boss. I don't know why I'm imagining wearing an eye patch and having a horn, but whatever.
With that, you guys are hurtling through space. As Narada always does, it goes fast. You are looking at the coordinates. You see that you are rapidly approaching the space station. He lets you know there are some pretty significant automated defenses, but how's the crew proceeding? I know there was discussion whether they're going quiet, going loud, talking. How are you all trying to get in?
I mean, I'm happy to just start shooting down those turrets, but if you have other plans, let me know now. I can patch through a comlink.
I mean, if he's not expecting us, I don't think he's going to just let us in.
Hazrod will make a gesture for the comlink to be opened.
I have things to say.
All right, I'll try to establish a connection so we can speak to them before we get in range of any of their defenses.
All right, you guys are able to open a comm channel. It takes a while for it to respond. Minutes pass by, but eventually you do hear a robotic voice on the other end. Greetings. Why has this channel been opened?
This is Hotshot's heroic horde. We come for information. Prepare yourself. Be it through talking or through interrogation. We do not have credits.
So you have no credits. You wish to talk and or interrogate my master. Is
Yes.
the comm channel breaking up, or is that correct? Please affirm.
Correct. Prepare yourself.
Cuts comms.
Let's go in.
Yeah.
All right, I'll.
That's what I get for going to the bathroom at the wrong.
That's us. Announces our presence. We are coming to talk. Do
We're
not
poor.
resist.
We're poor and violent. Prepare yourselves.
Very much like we do not have credits. We're
have
coming
violence.
in. Prepare.
Yeah.
Esto looks at you guys and he goes, I mean, this how you do things? I mean, you all look pretty well put together when we fought last time.
Yes. He does the talking, but he was not here. He was in the lower floor, in the watch room.
Can't you just fake out and have him say something for you?
I get anxious before we do these things. Just had to. Never mind. All right, so they know we're coming, and they know we're gonna engage them in violence. All right. I swear I can hear Noraldra licking her lips in the cockpit.
So yeah, I'll start bringing this in, wary for those defenses, and ready to start shooting back or taking evasive maneuvers if necessary.
I kind of want us to
Looking
still try and
for-
go in through the through the airlock. Not stealthily, just like, all right, we're taking an alternate entrance in just to like bewilder them more.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to make my way to the airlock. But if some of those defenses come online, we'll have to deal with that first, I imagine.
I'm sorry, I gotta laugh at it because it's like, all right, we're poor, we're violent, we're coming in. Goes to the airlock. Like, what are these guys? Who the hell? Who is this? Imagine like this guy is just like come off from a meeting or lunch and he just gets hit with this and it's like, what the fuck?
Go Hazrad's heroic horde.
As you all approach, kind of making your edge to the outsides of this sector of space, you see this pretty, on the whole, pretty small space station. It doesn't seem to be, it's really overall nothing crazy to ride home about. It looks like it's been not cobbled together, but not really cobbled together, but it looks like it's gone through scrapes and stuff before with parts have been retrofitted to work for it. Things have been salvaged off other ships and stations to make it work. But one of the things you do notice as you approach, the scanners indicate that the ship is fully powered as the station, with an advanced greeting, seems prepared for your arrival. You see its turrets sparking and tracking. You see it beginning to launch missiles, its shields up and ready. It's prepared, it is ready to meet the people who have no credits and wish to talk and or interrogate its master. And this next portion will be a skill challenge to see if you are able to get this ship within and to the airlock before it can shoot you down. This will be on a ship, so anything that you guys think with your skills, your resources that can be applied to kind of ship-based combat, ship-based maneuvering, ship-based hacking, whatever, however you think you can apply it within reason. We'll be able to use some of your skills on that side. I'm going to give you the DC. It is 19. Anything 19 or above will be a success. You all need 5 successes before 3 failures.
All right, I want to pop off with Hazrat first, just to see if there's consequences to the action. So Hazrat is going to open up his wristpad and start typing in. It's kind of the fastest you see him move, and it's just his fingers. It goes from this like slow, methodical, like creaking from his shell to a rapid pace. I almost imagine it's kind of like the sound of pouring gravel. As he just rapidly types on there, and he's going to try and hack into the defense systems a little bit, just to recognize their patterns, where they're going to be coming from, and to give our pilot more of a heads up.
All right, give me a computer check.
Got it.
Perfect. That'll succeed. You're able to get into the systems.
Hold on. Wait, there's...
Go ahead.
I have a feat, which might be able to bring that up to a critical success. Let me double check it to see if it gives me any... if you are Yep. Freaker. I have a +1 item bonus to disable a device or hack.
Perfect. Yeah, that's off that play. So that will give you 2 successes there as you're able to get in, hack the system, and begin to start kind of guessing and disrupting some of their attack patterns.
Yippee!
Bringing you up to 2 successes out of 5 with 0 failures.
I can go next, and I'll use my skills at piloting to avoid the incoming shots and get us there as safely and quickly as possible. And also kind of lining up shots for whoever's manning our weapon systems if we have any, so they have an easy and clear shot.
Perfect. Give me a piloting check.
I'll use my hero point on that. There we go.
Just enough.
Nice.
You're able to go through. You see lasers streaking across as the turret system desperately tries to track your movements, and missiles exploding through. But luckily, you're able to keep the ship just fast enough to stay out of their reach.
I think it's time to lie. Because I don't think I can charm my way. So Argo's going to hop on the comms and say, hey, about that last one, that's just a joke. We're on our way back from, sorry, what's the name of the planet again?
I don't know if this one's going to work. You're in a different ship, and the guy on the ship called and said, hey, we're here to interrogate and or talk to you.
Yeah, I know. Maybe that deception won't work. I was going to say we had to find alternate transportation. The pilot's just got a screw loose. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, no. So
I'll let you do deception, but it's going to have a minus 3 circumstance.
No, I'm just gonna get mad. I'm just gonna try to intimidate. And you need to turn off those defense systems. The harder it is for us to get in there, the harder we're going to be on you. Power it down, or we're going to scatter you into pieces out of an airlock.
All right, give me an intimidation check.
Okay. Let's go.
Nice.
Yay.
Holy
That's
shit, that's another crit success.
That's a good number.
Solid. You see the space as you go through with neuralgia piloting you through, his rod disrupting the space system, the defense systems. Argo, you're able to go in, open the communication channels, and just sell that wolf ticket to this guy and just intimidate it down, earning the last successes that you guys needed out of 5. And you start to see the defense systems powering down. But before we do that, Pez, what would you have done on this one?
Nothing useful.
Okay.
Yeah, I was actually looking at my skills, and I have a lot of skills to help people. I have no skills to help navigate space or combat in space.
Well, we each have our strengths.
Therefore, you see the systems begin to power down, and you hear a channel open, and it goes, "The hell do you all want coming up here into my space station? Talk about you're going to interrogate me or talk to me? You want information? We can talk over the comms. I give you the information you need."
Who hired you to send people down to Colony Zeta in Avisa?
You hear a pause. The Protectorate hired us.
Do you have any proof of that you could give us?
Nope.
Well, this has been swell.
Would you testify to that in Avisa if you come with us?
Does the proof exist at all?
Yeah, I just told you. It happened.
Did they pay you yet for the job?
Yeah, we got our credits up front. I'll space out, we say, 1,000 credits out the airlock to you. You take my proof, the credits, you go on your merry way.
Who from the Protectorate contacted you?
A hiss.
Oh,
That makes sense. That's
I
very
mean-
specifically.
well, but that his provide a name, some sort of contact.
Yeah, it was Zardakin himself. So he said, send some people down, cause some havoc, don't hurt nobody.
Okay.
I sent my people down. Hopefully they didn't hurt nobody. But we did that. But so I'll cut you in the payment. You take that as your proof. We both go our own merry way.
Did he contact you in person or via call?
What sounds better?
Your station is a little too small for him.
All right, he calls by comms.
I don't know if this guy's being entirely honest, Tegan. I think he might be fibbing.
He might be telling us what we want to hear. However, you see Hosrod's just like, okay, we have the information. I feel like anyone who is not Hosrod may be able to tell, but then again, I'm realizing who the rest of our party is.
Well,
That
I
is
don't know.
not no insult, of course.
I hear you have a dog. I'd really love to meet your dog.
He'd like to meet you too.
well, then let's go ahead and have this little powwow in person.
So I'm gonna tell you one more time. The Protectorate hired me. You can get 1,000 credits. You can be gone.
The credits would not be ours. They would be a proof.
Why? You just say, I'm gonna give you the credits. You spend them on whatever you like.
All right.
I see. He is in the human expression, putting us in a yarn.
Yeah, maybe. How it's safe to say that this guy is just yeah, sure. We did the thing that you think we did. Whatever. Here's some money. Please leave. Is that the vibe that Argo's getting from this whole thing?
All right, give me a sense motive check.
Sense motive. Roll. How
Nice.
did that go?
Very well for you. You got a nat 20 there. I'll give you.
Hey.
You hear a couple of different things in his voice as he's speaking. First thing is you hear that he's moving around as he's talking to you. You could hear kind of faintly the footfalls of boots on metal. You could hear kind of the almost scratching of nails on metal. He's doing something as he's talking to you. You can hear that clearly. You can also hear that, he's just. You can hear the way he's speaking to you and the way that he is going about it. He is stalling for time.
Yep. I think we're gonna make our way in there.
Hosrod is also going to beam our direct coordinates to him, and if this is set over the mental connection?
I would advise Araldra to make your way to the airlock. This crafty son bitch is up to something.
So Hosrod's gonna have the coordinates ready to be beamed over the comms and go.
If you try to escape, I will give you our coordinates, and you can watch us get closer and closer, and how futile that escape is. If you try to fight, I will relish the chance. You will not die. I promise you that.
Tell me more about that. How'd that go?
All right. I'm already flooring it to get to the airlock as quickly as possible. I'm annoyed that he's toying with us.
Is there a way to see if he's communicating with anybody outside of here?
Give me a computers check.
Okay. Rolling. Hey, that's pretty good.
Yeah, you scan through. Doesn't look like he's sending any signals out. You can see it's pretty quiet space. No signals going through outside of his own communications with you all.
With this sending of the coordinates, could Hasrat using computers, kind of like a hack check, can he attempt to send almost like a virus through this to try and track down this guy's coordinates as well while he's communicating with us?
Unfortunately,
See
not.
what-
You need
All right.
an entry point for that.
Damn.
Well, I say we take this guy on ASAFP.
I'm going as fast as I can. And when we get there, probably if we can take him alive to Aviza, he will be a good witness. But hopefully we find some more concrete proof than just what this guy says.
Yep. Hopefully.
Perfect. We were able to bring the ship in kind of following the coordinates provided to where the kind of the airlock is, able to dock between your ship and the airlock. You see Esto goes, hands you this little data drive, and he goes, if you use this, you should be able to get in easy. I'm gonna hold it down to the ship, but you guys, good luck, and watch out for that dog. I mean, I've seen it burn a man up.
What?
What can go wrong with leaving Esto on the ship by himself?
Hasrat looks at Esto.
A chance to prove your loyalty. Good. Stay with the ship, protect it. Do not leave us. We will spare some of those credits we find to you on whatever journey you take.
That'd be more than fair. Because you guys in my head, right? If you die, will I know? You death scream. If you die, do a death scream in your head.
I'll try.
Pez would
That's
just
all I can ask.
so Pez would be honest about the bond, and so telepathically Pez would just communicate. Ah, yes, you will know the condition of all in the bond, as shall we know the condition of you. So if you are distressed, we shall know, and we shall come.
Okay. Well, thank you, Pez.
Either way,
Whatever it counts for this short time, you are part of my horde. We will protect you.
yeah, and you better hope that we don't all die. Last thing you want is the ship to blow up.
Why would the ship blow up?
Oh yeah, we've got sensors like hooked up to us in case anything goes wrong to make sure that nobody takes our stuff or anything like that. If all of us cease to be or get too far away from it,
Okay. So if you all start dying, I come in and I pull Pez out and we leave.
yeah, that might be the best way for it. Yeah.
Okay, Pez. I got you.
Pez has a new friend.
There you go.
Wait, he actually asked them to be friends originally, didn't he?
Yeah. All right, so I guess let's go meet this big boss and his fire-breathing dog.
We're about to get new lore for the galaxy, and a creature that resides within it, that breathes fire, or possibly acid.
It's just a dog with a flamethrower on its back.
Yeah, you all are able to, you feel the docking kind of station latch on, pressurize the docking hold. You all are able to proceed forward. You see kind of at the far end of this little docking umbilical, the airlock for the space station. How do you guys proceed?
Easy. Well, I'll hand the data pad that Esto gave us to Hadron and say, you want to get that thing open?
Oswald would nod, and he'd start getting it open.
Perfect. You're able to press the data pad to the kind of the receptacle slot. You do hear it start to cycle. You see it all clear, form up, and you hear the hiss of air as the docking airlock begins to pressurize and open.
I gotta ask, what is the technology level of this this place? Is it like the newer tech from the Arquin, or is this like the old tech?
This is it's newer tech, but definitely it's newer old tech. So this is an ancient tech. This is definitely kind of stuff that the corporate authority probably put out centuries ago. That's just been cobbled and maintained together.
I see.
What do you guys think of that and taking on the appearance of Esto's armor?
Don't see how it could hurt.
Yeah.
It might be a useful opportunity.
Might throw him off guard. What do you think?
Yeah.
Tegan, is that doable?
Yeah. So yeah, you could definitely kind of make it that same kind of emerald green from Esto's armor.
Okay. How hard would it be to copy Esto's voice?
Unless you've got a skill, it'd be a performance check, but decently hard.
All right. I mean, I got 9 in it. Okay. Well, let's see how that goes.
Everybody, give me a perception check hidden as the door is cycling through.
Rut roll.
Argo and Neuraldra, you hear a weird scraping of metal upon metal as this door starts to cycle through and open. You're not able to place what it is, but it definitely sounds it sounds unnatural for an airlock to make that noise. It sounds like it's almost scraping against something that's in its way.
And you jammed it shut. Is it continuing to open, or did it get...
It's kind of like, it's almost like it's rubbing past something as it's opening. Roger and Argo, what do you all do? You got instant.
I'd say duck and cover and like yell at everybody else to get down.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna I'm in photon mode. I'm gonna when it like starts to open a little bit, as soon as I start hearing like a suspicious noise, I'm just gonna pull the pin on a frag grenade and throw it through the little crack onto the other side, just in case we have anybody waiting for us.
All right.
Airlock.
Is it the...
Oh no.
Well, is this the door into the airlock or the door from the airlock into the space station?
This is the airlock into the space station.
Well,
So
listen.
you guys are in the airlock, right? Or you guys are in like
Yeah.
umbilical, and this is the airlock into the space station.
Yeah, so...
Or do we at least have some suits on that lets us breathe in space?
Why would we? We're confident we can just walk in.
Yeah, unless you guys bought one.
I mean, I'm
Damn.
assuming correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm assuming that the place that the grenade is going into is like in, somewhat the interior of the space station.
You could definitely throw it far enough that you're not going to blow up your own umbilical.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
That
Okay,
was
so then
that,
I'll do it.
that was my interior butthole clench there. I was like, we gotta walk. It's like throwing a grenade at the bridge, like at a bridge that you're crossing.
No, he's throwing it on the other side.
Okay.
Perfect. So let me give a reflex save here. But also, all of you all give me a reflex save as well. Get a +2 circumstance bonus from Argo noticing.
I love like, oh yeah, let me get a reflex save, immediately confirming there's something on the other side here. Luckily,
I'm not sure what to. Did I do that right?
I'm going to use a hero point on that.
Oh, you clicked on the frag grenade, I think, which is, I don't think the switch for this effect. But,
Don't forget to give me some damage for the frag too.
oh yeah.
In that case, that's going to be a 17 for Hazard.
Perfect. Is everybody in?
No, hold on.
Perfect. Neuralgia, you're able to like throw your grenade in. How does Neuralgia kind of throw her grenade in as well as like you see as you throw your grenade in, like this scraping intensifies and you see like this burst of like energy, like this like arcing bolts of electricity kind of like almost explode out of this mine and arc down the umbilical towards the crew, but you're able to completely avoid it. How does Neuralgia do that?
I think the like orange crystals on her head kind of glow intensely for a second as she really kind of gives into the Rhea energy coursing through her body as she simultaneously throws a grenade and like kind of dives to the side and hugs the wall of the airlock, moving a little bit quicker than what's natural.
Perfect. Argo, you're able to avoid the worst of it, but you still get hit for half this damage. Azrad and Pez, you guys take this full arcing bolt of energy that kind of blast down the corridor, taking 13 damage apiece. Argo, you take 6, and then Neuraldra, due to being very quick on her feet, takes 9.
I do have a question. At any point did we actually get a rest in our travels here?
Not a long rest, but you guys have enough time to patch your. You probably had like about an hour flight, so enough time to patch and do anything like that.
Ah, got it. In that case,
Do it's a battle medicine or medicine check.
here. Oh shoot! I'm not trained in medicine. Never mind. So I wouldn't have been able to. So that puts me at much lower.
I mean, I could do it for you, or even Pez, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I assumed everyone was actually full health. If not, yeah, Pez would have certainly done a medicine check to try to heal anyone during our flight.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you've got you can do with medicine checks and unless you have a feat, you can do 1 per person for 10 minutes, and then they're immune to you for an hour. So you definitely be able to. I'm not sure who's injured, but at least give them 1 medicine check.
If you go to the actors tab and then next to party, there's a little document button. If you click on that, it shows everybody's health.
Well, that's super convenient. Holy shit, Hazrad.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah, I
Pez,
would've-
give us a medicine check. Or if you want to, you can go right into your macro. There's treat wounds in there. I'm not
I
sure
mean,
where it's at the macro.
I'm
Oh.
also
During
also
downtime, third from the top or third from the bottom.
It actually, I think it only shows the ones that you're trained in if they require training. So like, I don't have treat wounds in there, which will affect the order of it, I guess. But they're in alphabetical order, so that,
I have treat wounds.
like I don't in mine. So when you say third from the top, like that's not the order it is for me.
Oh, sorry.
And stuff like that. Just yeah. But
During the downtime tab.
So I have assurance into medicine, which I think just gives me just a flat 10. So I think I could just take that, which would be a 21.
10 plus your proficiency. It does not include your wisdom modifier. So if you're expert in it right now, that puts you at a 17. I
Okay.
believe.
Which is enough for the first tier of treat wounds if you want to just do that.
You know what? I'll actually just give it a roll. I'll just give it a
Okay.
yeah.
So the treat wounds action, that would be under an encounter or downtime?
It should be under downtime.
I've got it under encounter. I don't know if that matters.
I don't think it does. Is it treat wounds or battle medicine at that point?
It just says treat wounds.
Oh, okay.
there's no battle medicine macro for which area I've always used the treat wounds one from the encounter tab.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. I see.
So would we be able to stack that to help heal our boy Hazrod there?
Oh, you
It
could
would have
definitely
only
do
bumped me up
damage.
by 10. If at max. Which I'll definitely take.
Yeah, and I have battlefield medicine too, so I assume I could do it twice.
Yeah, so treat wounds, you can do that kind of. Once it takes you 10 minutes in battle medicine, you're able to use even in combat. So if you wanted to, you could use it, but he's immune to it for a day for you at that point.
All right.
Okay.
So for the sake of downtime, I would have at least given him one. Yes. Have to hold
Let-
healer tools kit. Or...
Let's see the healing from the initial medicine check.
Sure.
Pedro will be a 2d8 plus 10, so you went for the
Oh
extra.
wait, plus 10? Yeah, that would have put Azrael up at max.
All right, never mind.
So the 27.
You need a healer's toolkit. I did not know that. Never mind.
Yeah, so for battle medicine and treat wounds, you need the healer's toolkit.
I don't have one. All right, never mind.
Oh, luckily, though, he was able to get him up to. You said you were able to get to full Hazrat?
Yep.
Now, what
Nice.
about
So currently
about
at
Pez?
27. Due to the damage taken.
What about Pez?
I actually just took the damage for the. That's why
Oh, that okay.
Yeah.
Then never mind. All right, good
I was
talk.
at full health.
Perfect. Well, as you guys see the lightning and this electrical arc kind of flicker out from the mine, you hear an explosion followed behind that from Neuralgia's grenade. And as you see the airlock fully cycle open, you see kind of sparking a bit this large droid in front of you. It seems kind of similar to the one that you came across on the planet. But this one definitely seems like it is more advanced, heavier armor, more intense looking weaponry, and you see kind of bits and pieces kind of falling off of it as the grenade sparks are kind of still kind of sparks around the area, and you see it look at you and it go, intruders, and just kind of raising its weapons towards you. And you hear kind of yelling from across the other side of this room, kind of through the door. It goes, "Get him, C9. Make him pay for us. They're not going to take us in. Take him down hard." You hear this howl, followed by this smell of sulfur behind it. From the other side of the room, as you hear everybody kind of getting prepared to go into combat. But unfortunately, that's where we'll wrap up today. We will dive into the combat next session with you guys facing off against the big boss, fire-breathing dog, and the robot. So everybody, make sure to join us next Tuesday, same time, and we'll get to see what's going on at the station, figure out who may have hired these mercenaries, see how Esto does with the crew, and figure out what happens next. So thanks everybody for joining. We'll see you all next time.